What up, Alpha Team? It's DJ Alpha Tyler, and we are back again with another Motivational Monday morning. Hey, y'all know we've been inconsistent with these for a little while, but y'all been asking for us to make this permanent, bring it back, do it more regular, and so it's back to stay. I promise. I'm gonna stay on top of these from now on. This will be a permanent fixture of the channel around 11:30 Eastern time every Monday morning. Y'all know I record them a little bit earlier, schedule them for later, and so just bear with me until we get a steady rhythm going on Mondays with these, but they will be back to stay. If y'all noticed I didn't really post a lot over the weekend, that's because I was working on some of my own projects, and really just kind of staying unplugged from things for a little bit, just so I could spend a little bit of extra time over the weekend in thought, prayer, meditation, just kind of thinking about things away from bickering, away from back and forths and all that. And God really laid on my heart over the weekend pride. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today is pride. Specifically, I'll reference, Proverbs 16:18. I don't have it memorized off the top of my head, but basically, pride leadeth to destruction, and a haughty spirit comes before a fall. And that's where we get the phrase pride cometh before the fall. Because essentially what we are saying right there is your pride will lead to your downfall. And the flip side of that is your humility will lead to your success. Now, what really stuck to me about all this is when I think about situations where I've let my pride get me into bickering, where I've let it pull me into arguments and back and forths that really don't benefit anybody. And I think about, a lot of shortcomings I've had, especially on this platform lately, have come from my pride in places I didn't even recognize I was being prideful. And so what I challenge you guys to do today and through this week is find those situations in your own life where you're being prideful and you're letting your pride pull you in a direction that you don't need to be or that you don't want to be, and get rid of those. Humble yourselves in those situations. And the reason I'm laying that challenge out, that's what I'm throwing in my own life too, is because I've realized over this weekend it's so easy for us to be prideful without realizing that pride is that driving factor. I can think about, even just spiteful comments I've made about people recently really just comes from a place of pride, even if you think that it's just not that. So recognize pride in your own life. One of the driving things that we saw yesterday was in church, we studied the story of the prodigal son. And with the prodigal son, if you guys don't know the story, the prodigal son basically asked for a portion of his inheritance so that he could, go off and basically have a trip to Vegas. He's spending money on excesses. He's, paying for questionable things. Spends all of his money, ends up basically out of luck. Like he's a bum. And, he gets to the point where he considers himself as low as a pig. And if you think about the culture, that's pretty low. So he considers himself only worthy to even lick slop from a pig trough. You know what I'm saying? And I think about that, growing up in Kentucky, we raised hogs a lot. Slop looks disgusting when you're pouring it out for the hogs. It's literally just scraps and just some stuff you got there. Throw it in a bucket, throw it out, hogs love it. This guy humbled himself to the point that he considered himself only worthy to eat slop from the pig trough, and then goes home ready to become a servant for his father. When his father sees him, his father makes him his heir because he humbled himself. And that's the thing. I think about the key behind that. He truly hated the excesses. He truly hated the path that he had taken it in. He was truly humbled. He was disgusted with his own actions. He was ready to change. He had that true repentant heart. And that is what I really want to guide to today is just recognizing pride, recognizing how much it hurts us, how much it takes us in a direction that we don't want to do, to then humble yourself to actually find a real victory. Because just as much as pride comes before the fall, humility comes before success. And that's what I'm looking toward in my life. That's what I'm challenging you guys to. I think about society and how we get challenged for being men. We all end up with this mentality once we're able to be men or where we're able to be men. We get so caught up in this alpha mentality who is the leader? Who is the most useful? Who is the, most resourceful, smartest, most capable? Who is the one who is basically the leader of the pack? You know what I mean? And we forget that sometimes as leaders, as influencers, as somebody voices, people who are supposed to have an impact and lift people up, the best thing that we can do is be humble. Remember that we serve, we work for people. You lead best as a servant leader. And so compassion and humility are the two words that I really want to leave you guys with for this one to start off our week. And just really recognizing where we're letting pride interfere with God's plan and our own plans in our lives, That's really all I've got to say. I'll cut it off because I'm already way longer on this than I like for these to be. But, just a lot to say. And I do apologize for anybody who's been caught in the middle of any bickering or any nonsense that shouldn't have happened, didn't need to happen, even if it was indirectly. Because, I think too often we let our pride blind us to when we are negatively impacting others. And I know for a fact that some of those actions that have come from my own pride recently have negatively impacted you all, even if it's only just to sour your experience for a little while. But that's all I've got for this one. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Again, Proverbs 16:18 was the verse that we shared earlier. I did not quote it verbatim, so make sure that you guys still go read it and read around it. But I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Reactions later, tomorrow, all week. See you guys.